There comes a point in life when the illusions fall away, when you finally see people for who they really are, not who they pretended to be. It's a profound awakening, a shift that brings both clarity and pain. The moment you recognize the deceit, the lies, and the manipulation, everything changes. You become a threat, not because you've done anything wrong, but simply because you're no longer under their control. Evil, manipulative individuals thrive in the shadows. They wear masks of kindness, friendship, even love. But once they realize you've seen behind the mask, they panic. They scheme. They do everything in their power to maintain their influence. Their first move? They play the victim. It's one of the most calculated tactics they have. Imagine this: you finally open your eyes. You see the lies, the betrayal. The person you trusted, defended, and gave chance after chance to, you now see them for who they truly are. And it shatters something inside you, because deep down, you never wanted to believe they were capable of such harm. But now you know. And they know you know. That's when the real battle begins. They step into their most dangerous role, the victim. They'll tell anyone who'll listen that they were the ones hurt, the ones mistreated. Suddenly, the manipulator is recast as the wounded party, and you, the one who simply stood up for yourself, are painted as the villain. This isn't accidental, it's strategic. They understand that sympathy is power. If they can make others feel sorry for them, they can control the story. They can ensure that when you finally speak your truth, no one will believe you. Because, after all, how could someone who seems so broken, so kind, possibly be the one who caused so much pain? It starts with subtle hints, whispered regrets to mutual friends, tearful confessions about how things just fell apart. They say, "I don't know what happened, we were so close." Or, "I tried everything, but they pushed me away." These comments are delivered with a trembling voice, a quiver in their eyes, and people believe them. People want to believe the best in others, even when the truth is uglier and harder to accept. It's easier to pity the person crying than to confront the reality that the one shedding tears might be the source of all the harm. When this victim act works, they double down. They begin rewriting history. Every argument, every moment where you asserted your boundaries, gets twisted into abuse. Suddenly, you're the one who is controlling, who is cruel. They erase their own manipulation, gaslighting, and betrayal from the story entirely, and replace it with a version where you're the aggressor. And the worst part? They're so convincing, so emotional and precise, that even you begin to doubt yourself. You replay everything. You ask yourself, was I too harsh? Did I overreact? Was I the problem? And that's exactly what they want. They want to see you question your own reality, because if you begin to feel guilty, you might let them back in. You might apologize. You might give them another chance, another opening to manipulate you. Their ultimate goal is to make you feel so guilty, so responsible for their pain, that you forget why you walked away in the first place. And it doesn't stop between just the two of you. They spread their version of the story to anyone who will listen, coworkers, friends, family. Because if they can turn people against you, they can isolate you. When you're alone, you're easier to control. You're more likely to come crawling back, desperate for peace. But here's the truth: you are not crazy. You are not the villain. You saw through the lies. You found the courage to stand up for yourself, and now you're being punished for it. This performance of victimhood isn't about their pain. It's about control. It's about silencing your truth. It's about protecting their image while destroying yours. Yes, it hurts. It's isolating. It feels like the entire world is against you. But hold on to your truth. Because the thing about masks? They always slip. Eventually, people start to see the lies. The truth always finds its way to the surface, no matter how deeply it's buried. The people who matter, the ones who truly know your heart, will see your pain and understand. So don't get pulled into their performance. Don't waste energy defending yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Your truth doesn't need their approval. You know what happened. And that is enough. When the burden of their lies feels too heavy, remind yourself of this. Their tears are not proof of innocence. and their sob stories are not evidence of your guilt. Sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones who cry the loudest. But tears can be weapons. Sobs can be strategy. Some people would rather drown you in their fake pain than face their real guilt. So stand your ground. Don't let their theatrics drag you back into the darkness you fought so hard to escape. You didn't come this far to let a few crocodile tears undo your growth. You saw the truth. You broke free. You are stronger than their lies. And one day, when their mask finally shatters, the world will see what you saw all along. But even if they don't, you will still know. And that is enough. When someone comes back into your life claiming they've changed, it's easy to get swept up in the hope that maybe, just maybe, they mean it. But instead of letting their words cloud your judgment, you pause. You step back. You listen to your gut. Real change doesn't need to be announced. It reveals itself over time, quietly, consistently, through actions that speak louder than any apology. If someone has truly transformed, they won't pressure you. They won't guilt you. They'll respect your space and accept your boundaries, even if it means losing you, because true change is about growth, not regaining control. But people who are bent on manipulation don't care about growth. They care about winning. When they sense you slipping away, they tighten their grip. Suddenly, their apologies turn to blame. "I'm trying," they'll say. "But you're cold. You never gave me a real chance." That isn't love, that's manipulation, wearing the mask of progress. You don't owe anyone a second chance just because they claim to be better. You already paid the price once. That was enough. You're allowed to protect your peace, to say, "I'm glad you're working on yourself, but I'm healing without you." And if they truly have changed, they'll accept that. They'll wish you well, even from a distance. If, instead, they explode or lash out when you say no, then you have your answer. They never changed. The mask simply slipped. When someone loses control over you, one of their favorite weapons becomes emotional manipulation. It's the kind of exhaustion that runs deeper than tiredness. It roots itself in your heart. It begins with guilt, with pleas that sound like redemption. "I can't live without you. You were the best thing that ever happened to me." You want to believe them because once upon a time you did. But then the script flips. The next day, they accuse you of being selfish, heartless, cruel. Their desperation turns to rage, and suddenly you're left confused, questioning yourself, wondering whether you're the one to blame. This is their game, spinning you around in a storm of guilt, pity, love, and fear until you lose your footing. And just when you think you found clarity, they casually drop a message as if nothing ever happened. It leaves you disoriented. Maybe you overreacted. Maybe they're trying. But no, they aren't trying to change. They're trying to pull you back in. It's manipulation disguised as affection. They play your heart like an instrument, pressing on every key that makes you vulnerable. Your heart is not a toy. You deserve peace, not chaos. Real love is steady. It doesn't twist your empathy into chains. It doesn't weaponize your compassion or punish your boundaries. It doesn't hurt you and then demand that you apologize for bleeding. So when they pull these emotional tricks, stop. Breathe. Step back. Ask yourself, do their actions bring peace or confusion? Do their promises come with pressure or patience? That answer will tell you everything you need to know. Evil people don't stop there. When they see that you're becoming stronger, they try to isolate you. Not by dragging you to an empty island, but by slowly cutting you off from everyone who loves you. At first, it sounds like love. "We should spend more time together. I don't trust your family. Your friends don't really understand us." You think it's intimacy. You think it's bonding. But soon your world begins to shrink. You stop responding to messages. You turn down invites. Eventually, it's just you and them. That's not love. That's control. Real love encourages connection. It celebrates your other relationships. It wants to be part of your world, not your whole world. But manipulative people fear outside voices. Friends, family, mentors, those people might wake you up. So they cast them as enemies. "They're jealous," they whisper. "They're toxic. And suddenly, you're questioning people who have loved you your whole life. That's their goal, to make you doubt everyone but them. But no matter how far they isolate you, you're not alone. The people who loved you before are still there. They're waiting, hoping, praying you'll see the truth and come back. And when you do, they'll welcome you with open arms. That's what real love does. It waits. It forgives. It restores. Then comes the silence. A silence not meant to bring peace, but panic. When manipulation no longer works, when you start slipping away for good, they vanish. No texts. No calls. No explanations. And for a moment, it feels like relief. The chaos is gone. You can breathe again. But that silence doesn't last. Soon, it feels like abandonment. It stirs your insecurities. You begin to question yourself, wondering if maybe you were too harsh, if maybe you made a mistake. You reach out. You apologize. You try to fix what they broke. That was the plan all along. Their silence wasn't a retreat. It was a tactic to make you doubt yourself. They knew you'd try to fill the silence with guilt. And when they finally return, they don't come with apologies. They come with indifference. Hey, what's up? Like nothing ever happened. And you're just grateful they're back. But nothing has changed. Their silence wasn't meant to heal you. It was meant to weaken you. They used distance to trigger your fear of being left, your fear of being unloved. And when you welcome them back, you're no longer just trying to make things work. You're trying to make sure they never leave you like that again. That's not love. That's a trap. Real love doesn't disappear when things get hard. It stays. It shows up. It works through the tough moments. Evil people run, not because they're afraid of you, but because they're afraid of losing their grip on you. And when you stop chasing them, when you stop fearing their absence, you reclaim your power. The power they always pretended to hold, but that was always yours. Because once you've seen the truth, once you've felt the shift, there's no going back. They'll throw everything at you, play the victim, gaslight your reality, smear your name, fake change, twist your heart, cut off your support system, and finally, disappear just long enough to make you beg for their return. But when you stand firm, when you hold your ground, trust your truth, and walk away without looking back, you break their cycle. Your peace becomes your armor. Your clarity becomes your freedom. You no longer live in their shadow. You no longer bend to their control. You take your power back. You were never crazy. You were never broken. You were waking up. And now that you see clearly, they can no longer twist the narrative. No matter how many people they fool, no matter how many lies they tell, the truth stands strong within you. And that's all the proof you'll ever need.